Welcome, my friends. Thanks so much for stopping by once again as we sample some more great tasting American craft beers with Dr. Dave. Fantastic, baby. Now for our sampling pleasures and tasting delights today, we have a brew right here from the Nightmare Brewing Company. Now, this is contract brewed by the Great South Bay Brewery, located in South Bay, New York. No doubt about it. And this is a killer beer. It's not for lightweights. It's not for beginners. It checks in at 10.1% alcohol by volume, being described as a triple dry hopped IPA. Oh, it's dry hopped with Cryogenic and Mosaic hops. I don't see a date stamp on the bottom of the can, but I'll tell you what, with all that, I don't think we need to worry about the date stamp. No, it's 10.1%, and it's most likely a New England style IPA. Betting most of my money, which is not that much these days, betting most of my money that it is a hazy New England style IPA that we're going to pour into this lovely Libby glassware muffin top, is what they call this, a muffin top. Yeah, for obvious reasons. If you know what a muffin top is, there you go. Okay, so we got a 14-ounce glass and a 16-ounce can of beer. Ooh, that is a lot darker than I thought it was going to be. Well, let's see. Ooh, my cup almost runneth over, baby. I didn't expect that at all. Now, this is an etched glass, which means that when you pour a beer straight in, ooh, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. When you pour a beer straight in, you'll wind up with that much foam and that much beer. Now, I didn't expect this to pour out like that. You know what? It's a semi hazy beer. I would describe that more of an orange than a golden orange. And it produced a lovely head on there, a couple of inches worth of head for sure, or foam, whichever you prefer. A lot of people are moving towards foam these days. Yeah, I guess it's politically incorrect to say head on a beer. Man, it's a crazy world out there. We just have to deal with it. But beer will help you deal with that. It's a lovely looking beer. That's a really nice carbonation. For a 10 percenter, that's got a lot more carbonation than I would have suspected. Let's see what kind of aroma we can pick up on this. Oh, man. Oh, now that's very tropical fruit like. And I know you can't see the top of this beer, but man, this is a rocky head on here. This beer is well crafted. Now, that has a lot to do with the cleanliness of the glass. But if you have clean glassware and you have a dynamite beer, it'll show up. And man, I wish you could see the top of this foam. Ooh, it's lovely. Hey, I want to thank the brewers at two places first, right? Hey, yeah, the guys that came up with the recipe and the guys and gals who brewed it. Exposure is the name of this beer. Now let's see if we can get exposed. Oh, not like that. Get your mind out of the gutter. Cheers to everybody. Notice I didn't drink too much of it because it is 10%. Let's drink a little more. I do like this beer. For 10%, it is mighty smooth and easy drinking, which makes it super dangerous, especially if you're driving. I'm not trying to be anybody's daddy. No, I'm not. But man, be careful, please. If you're going to drink and drive, please be careful. Yeah, I know a lot of guys out there are used to drinking and driving, and man, just be careful with that stuff. Oh man, there's no booziness about this beer at all at 10%. You know, it's amazing what brewers can do these days to hide that alcohol. Now, this head is so rocky. I think you can see that on camera. Look at that. I can't tilt it down any further, but and look at the lacing. Man, this is a fine example of a triple IPA. Wow. Oh, man. Mm. Yeah, it's got some interesting artwork on here. The Exposure, though, that's the name of the beer. The Exposure. Oh, look at that head build up, man. You cannot fake that. Look, you see, oh, look at that. Look, yeah, look at that. Oh man, you cannot fake something like. I can't sit here and use my stir stick and make it look like that. No way. It's got some lovely malts in here too, man. This beer is really well put together. Well put together. Now I wrote down because yeah, that's a lot for me to remember. Back in my teaching days, I could remember things off the top of my head like that. These days, not so much. You know what? Once you retire, you kind of lose certain skills, and that was one of them for me. Yeah, if I'm familiar with the brewery, I can remember things. But this brewery, I never heard of. Yeah. So it's the Nightmare. Let's see here. It's the Nightmare Brewery, and it's contract brewed by Great South Bay out of Bayshore, New York. So I never heard of this Great South Bay as a contract brewer. Never heard of that. And in case you don't know, a contract brewer takes the recipe from someone who can't afford to buy all the equipment and have all the manpower to brew the batch of beer. They take that recipe and they brew it to the specifications that that person has submitted. And so you kind of get the best of both worlds. You have some guy out there who says, "Hey, you know what? I'm a home brewer, but I can't afford the investment and all this equipment. So can you brew this for me? How much will you charge?" Man, it's perfect because I tell you what, it's quite a bit of money, quite a bit of. Did I say quite a bit? It's one heck of a lot of money to buy all that equipment, and then you have to have a brewer who really knows what he or she is doing. So yeah, sometimes it pays to hire other people to do it, but I tell you one thing: the guys and gals who put this together, they really knew what they were doing. Oh man, just it's just a great aroma and tastes better. Yeah, what was that? Who was that? Miller Lite. I'm not comparing this to Miller Lite. Um, Something about taste great. Yeah, somebody out there knows that. Tastes great, less filling. Tastes great, less filling. Well, this tastes great, and I don't care how damn filling it is. It's a great beer. In moderation, though, man. You got to be careful. Although I don't get any alcohol at all, be careful with this beer, man. Look at the lacing. Look at that beer. See, you can sit here and admire the beer. At least I can. Yeah, that's what beer aficionados do these days. They just don't drink it straight away. There's plenty of cheap beers out there for you to do that with. This is not one of them. How much was this can? Oh, you don't want to know. 7.19 for a 16 $7.19. You could buy a 30 pack of what? Old Milwaukee's Best for about a buck more, but it's not going to taste like this. This is one of the smoothest 10% beers I've ever had, and I'm not kidding. Hey, let me run out of here. I see the times. I don't want to talk and be an old lady on here, an old biddy. Yeah, try new things like this right here because life is short, man. You got to be happy in life. Because when it's done, it's done. Put a fork in it. On that note, until we meet next time, here's wishing all of you the very best of goodbyes. And as always, cheers.